What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Collective. Welcome back to the Daily Devos. We've been talking about our foundation scripture, and we started off with the first part, which is man's disobedience. Today, we're going to be talking about the second part of the scripture, which says this: so also one man's obedience opened the door for many to be made perfectly right and acceptable before God. It's awesome. So good. So check it out. What is this? So the first man was Adam. The second man is Jesus. And this is why we worship him. For anyone out there who's trying to figure out why Christians worship this Jesus guy, this is why we worship him. Because Jesus wasn't just a normal man. Jesus was God, bringing himself into his created form. Just think about that. How bonkers is that? The creator pulling himself down into the created. I always think about it this way. You know, I heard this said once where, you know, if you look at a computer or a television, let's say if you look at a television, you don't expect to find a man inside turning the light bulbs on, right? You can see that that television was made by someone else and he's not inside of that creation. But this is exactly what God does, is he makes himself like the creation. He comes and he lives this perfect life, spotless. And you ask the question, why did Jesus do that? To make an example for us, that we can learn that we can also live perfect lives where we don't drink, we don't smoke, we don't do wrong things. We just live perfectly like him. Is that the reason why? I don't think so. Jesus comes and he lives this perfect life so that he can become a spotless sacrifice. Now, it's a deep thought, and we'll go deep into what sacrifices were for and why Jesus' sacrifice had to be certain ways another time. But what's really going on here is that Jesus pays the price that we owed. And so we spoke about Adam and Eve, and basically what happens is the wage of sin is death. So when we sin or when we do something, disobey God, the payment for that is death. But in God, there's only life. And so what Jesus does is he comes down to a humanity that can't pay this debt by themselves. And he lays himself down for the express purpose of paying the price, an overpayment for what was owed to God. And in that moment, check this out, just listen to this. Jesus takes on his shoulders the weight of every sin that any person has ever committed or will ever commit. Right? Number one. He also takes the wrath, the anger, the separation that God has for humanity. He places that on Jesus as well. And so he bears all that weight on his shoulders so that we don't have to. That's why one man's obedience, the God who laid down his divinity and became a man in Jesus, who died on a cross, who rose again on the third day, this God, he gives it all just so that we can come back into a relationship with him. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. What's the purpose? What does it do? And I think that's going to be a good one. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, then hit that like button and share it with some people. Let's get people involved in this community. And we're just going to keep heading on with Daily Devos. I hope it blesses you. And so have an awesome day. I'll check you back tomorrow. Peace.